Hello, how you doing? Once again, I just got through watching the homegoing of John Lewis, and that have gave me the power to not to just sit back and be passive, but we got to get out there and we got to fight this thing. The race have only just begun. Cause if you look back to our founding fathers, they really had to fight this thing. They really had to go there, and the stuff they did. John Lewis, Andrew Young, Fred Shuttleworth, Dr. King, Rosa Parks, C.J. Vivian, all these people on and on and on. And if you look back on the fight that they did and what's still going on, we still got to continue to fight. And on the speech that John Lewis just gave, it's a challenge for us now. Like John Lewis said, Martin Tibbets was his George Floyd because that young man was 14 and he was 15. Our family can't protect us. We gonna have to get out there, do nonviolent protests, peacefully protest to change laws. We got to get out there. Our number one power that we have is to vote. Why do you think they are trying so hard to block the voting rights? Look what they did in Kentucky on the voting right. They even tried to close the polls early so the people could not get in because they know there is power in the vote. We got this man now. I just saw something else. He don't even want. He want to block the mail-in voting, which will be the safest and most easiest way for people to vote during this coronavirus pandemic. But he don't want to do that. He's doing everything in his power to block the postal service. He's trying his best to destroy the postal service. We got to get out there. We got to fight. We got to go to our state, to our city, to our government, everything, and we got to let them know that this two things got to change. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna sit back there on your butt, not get out and vote, but then sit back and complain when things don't go your way. Don't complain. What what you gonna do? Just gonna be complain? You see, they doing their best to take us out. We are still. We got to get rid of this plantation um, method that we living through because they still want to keep us on the plantation. They still want to keep us out in the field. They still want us to do that free labor. We got to change this. It is time out. It is time out. We got to do so many stuff. Let's go back there. They talking about saying they don't want to do that. We had a prosperous place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, back in 1921. They called the Black Wall Street, where black people had their own community. They were doing things, had their own doctors, their lawyers, businessmen, stores, everything. But something that's always been going on since the start of slavery back in 1619. A white woman would say she was harassed by a black person. They did that because they wanted to destroy that company. They wanted to see could they break down our mentality. But now it is our time. We are in the new Civil Rights Act, and we gonna have to stand up and do this thing the right way. Think about it. Like I said, the reason why the Tulsa riots were called on May 30th, 1921, Dick Rowland was a young African American shoe shiner was in the elevator with this white woman by the name of Sarah Page, who said that he attacked her. She went back and told him that was the worst that been invented. We got, I mean, this been going on, it's nothing new. It was called the Greenwood District, which was known as Black Wall Street. It was decimated in a matter of days. Roughly 1,200 homes were burned down, 35 blocks burnt, an estimate of 300 black people was killed. And the massacre was largely brushed, diswritten. It wasn't often talked. And think about it. People who live in Tulsa, Oklahoma now don't even want to talk about it. They want to act like it does not exist, that it did not happen. And all of that happened on the Tulsa riot happened on a lie. It was a lie. Just like with Tillman, when he was killed, it was on a lie. What they do is lie. White women back there during the civil rights era from the 19th, I would say going now, back to 1920s, and it's still going, they will lie. And we got them doing it now. We got these real sweet, smart Karens who's lying. But we got to change this narrative. It is time out for this. But my Timmy is George Floyd. It's Ahmaud Arbery. It's Breonna Taylor. What? Black people can't jog? You getting hunt down like sitting out a lynch mob just because the color of our skin. It's so many laws we gotta fight. They still do not. They still got on the books that it's not illegal to lynch someone. And they doing that again. The fight have only just begun. It's not a done deal. And I'm tired. I'm not sitting back on the sideline anymore. I am going to get out there and I'm going to fight for the rights because this country is so broken. It is so destroyed. They think it's cool to kill. They think it's true. The civil. That's why I vote. And then when I vote, I'm still going to go after my senator. I'm still going to question the action of what my governors are doing, what the mayor is doing. Because just because you in office does not mean you sit on your butt and do nothing and agree with something that you know is wrong. But it's time out for that. We got to get out there. We got to get out on the sideline. Look at John Lewis. Look at Dr. King. Are you going to be scared? Are you going to sit back there and not do nothing? Are you going to continue to let the same old thing keep happening? We can't stand for this no more because they want to take us back to that time again. They always talking about saying, oh, you guys doing real good. But who they looking at? They're looking at the blacks they looking at are people like Dwayne Wade, Gabrielle Union, LeBron James, people who got millions of dollars. They're not looking for the ones who working their butts out every day just to scrub and make a living. Those who's having a hard time. Those where they're keeping their foot continuing on our neck. It is not right. And the reason why the Fair Housing Act got messed up when President Ronald Reagan was in office, he cut millions of dollars on the Housing Act. And ever since then, we have been going down further and further and further. So it's not done yet because cops still think they can do what they want to do. Whites still think they can treat us like crap. It's time out there. It is time to change. It is time for us to step up. So I'm challenging anybody who is listening to this YouTube video. Do you have the courage to step out and fight for your right to be treated as equals? Or are you going to sit back and complain? We're going to get out there. We got to hit the ground. We got to go there. We got to force them to do things right. They might not like it. It's not going to be comfortable. People not going to like you. They going to call you crazy. And look how they treated our founding fathers, the true founding fathers. Look how they treated them. They did not treat them the right way. Look what they did. Look at the things that Dr. King, Mega Ever, Andrew Young, John Lewis. Look at what they did. It's on and on. They're out there fighting. And Rosa Parks, when she refused to give her seat during her time, she was thinking about Tillit. When they killed this child, we gotta do. It's so much we gotta do. It's time out now. We can no longer be ignorant to the fact to think that this country is that everything is okay. It is not okay. Just look at what's going on now. The real talk. They are doing their best because basically they got an agenda to take us out, and they want to take us out. But we're going to have to stand up, and we're going to have to stand up and fight. We're going to have to challenge these people who are sitting in office. They're going to have to get off their butt, and they're going to have to work. You vote to put them in, or you put them in when you refuse to vote. We got to let them know we are no longer on the plantation. But hey, if nobody want to stand with me, I'll stand by myself. But I'm not by myself because I got the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit that's standing there with me. God is going to give me the strength to make this fight and to do it right. I am 54 years old, and we still in the same fight that my mother went through back then. So I'll let you know. We got to fight for everything we get. We cannot stop fighting. We cannot think that they really care about us because really they don't. So we got to fight, and fight. We got to step up and do the right thing. And that's why now I can no longer be silent. I can no longer think about it. Like I said, I was just watching on the news. The FBI is finally finna investigate the wrong death of Breonna Taylor. But I love the way how the Louisville cop put the narrative saying that she was having drugs going throughout her home. They do that so they can cover up for their police department because what they did was wrong. You do a no-knock warrant while people are sleeping in their home at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you got ignorant people who think what the cops say is the gospel. The cops are only about one thing, protecting their rights. And that's the reason why they had to say, oh, well, why we understand couldn't get killed. She was not having drugs coming out her apartment. She was a first responder, and she was going to school to become a nurse. And she was killed. Her body was shot up while she was in her bed. And excuse me, if somebody break into your home, don't knock, don't announce themselves, which they did not do, and you are a licensed gun owner, what would you do? You're going to grab your gun and start shooting. And if he was so guilty, why did the judge set him free? Stop being ignorant to the fact thinking that everything that the cops do is right when it is not right. They do not care about people. They think that whatever they can do it. And the reason, once again, they think they can do it because we got a fool sitting up in the White House who think he can get away and do with anything that he want to do. When you tell them a peaceful protest that it's okay to tear gas and shoot rubber bullets on a peaceful protest, what is wrong with that? When you want to do a photo op and you have the military to go in there and the crowd is peaceful and they tear gas them and shoot rubber bullets, and then this man stand in front with the Bible upside down and backwards. It's a photo op. And you got it where this man who think that the coronavirus is a hoax, and almost close to 200,000 people have died in the USA from the coronavirus. What's wrong with that one? There is so much done. We are in the new Civil Rights Acts. We got to get rid of all these John, the Jim Crow laws they got passed. That way it's okay to lynch us. That it's okay that you can just detain us for no reason because somebody called because they see a black person. You want to be honest? It's some white people I see that I want to cross over to the other side of the street, but I don't treat them like that because I don't judge you by your appearance. I judge you by your action. I let the words that come out your mouth show either you got sense or are you stupid. I let you talking show me where you're coming from. And when you're talking crazy, bye-bye, I'm out of here. So you need to do the same thing that we do. Stop judging us by the appearance of our skin because we're black. You don't want us to judge you? Don't judge us. Because I have been racial profiled before. I'm going to be racial profiled again. And all I do is get up and go to work, take care of my kids. But with the death of Ahmaud and the death of Trayvon Martin, who was just walking in his gated community, coming back from a store with a bag of Twitters and a can of iced tea, and George Zimmerman decided to shoot him down because he wanted to kill a young black boy. And the cops even said, do not follow him. But he did not care. And then on top of it, now he want to sue Trayvon Martin family because they broke it down and showed what happened to their son. We just got to get this act together. It is time out for this. It is time out for this. We gonna have to fight for our rights. We can no longer be silent. We can no longer sit on the sideline and wait for other people to do it. But this is our generation. Do you want a better life for your children? Or do you want the same old to keep going on? And you want to find out more? Look up Reverend Dr. John Lawson. I just checked it out. This man is awesome. He broke it down and he broke it down about the thing that what John Lewis them did. The Washington one thing that John Lewis was passive. No. We gotta get in some good trouble. We gotta do something that they're not gonna be. We gotta make it uncomfortable for them. That way they do the right thing. We have to. This is real talk. This is on racism being black in America. We can no longer be silent. We got to get up here and we got to do what needs to be done. It's time out and it's time for us to just do the right thing. I can no longer be silent. I don't like where this country is going. And we got to break it down and we got to break it down plain. Thank you. And be blessed and have a good night.